Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs. I am Zach, and I am back again with another Netflix original film review. This time, we've got a French comedy by the name of La Grande Classe, or the English title, Back to School if you are more English inclined. Directed by Remy Fowler and Julien War, the film tells the story of two former grade school losers who have since found success in their adult lives. When they receive word of a school reunion, they decide to go in hopes of showing off and inspiring jealousy in those who bullied them all those years ago. Let me start off by saying that the humor is very juvenile, slapstick. So if you're into that, you'll probably find this film funny because it is loaded with slapstick comedy. If that's not your shtick, then you may be rolling your eyes as frequently as a stereotypical teenage girl. I think I laughed one or two times. The humor just really wasn't for me. As for the characters, they're mostly caricatures of different kinds of people you may have gone to school with. There are the popular kids, the jocks, the nerds, the geeks, and whatnot. I know this is a slapstick comedy, so I shouldn't be asking too much from it, but there's not a whole lot of character development either. Most of the characters don't really undergo any sort of arc. The two main characters, I guess, have arcs in that they learn that they probably should grow up and move on. The film honestly reminded me a little bit of a poor man's 21 Jump Street in that the character that was less enthusiastic about going to the reunion ends up having a better time than the one that initially desperately wanted to go. So that dynamic felt fairly contrived and predictable. Furthermore, the movie makes the decision to have basically none of the characters show any growth from their school years, which is strange. I just find it odd that every single character did not change at all in 20 years or so. But the ending suddenly does an about-face and says otherwise. So in the end, I'm not 100% sure what the film is trying to say. Is it that people never change, or is it that people really do change, but only after an hour and 20 minutes of being 30-year-old juvenile delinquents? On a side note, we only get like a 2-minute scene of them being picked on as kids, so we're never really that invested in them getting vengeance for this supposed horrible childhood they had. The film just didn't do enough to make us want to be on their side. Now, on the plus side, the acting was fairly enjoyable. Honestly, probably the saving grace of this film if there is one. The actors did an admirable job. Also, does this guy not look like Charlie Cox, the guy who plays Daredevil? He's French Daredevil. If anything ever happens to Charlie Cox, we can have this guy play Daredevil. It's kind of like if anything happens to the guy who voices the Cookie Monster, we'll always have Dikembe Mutombo as a backup. It's very similar. So it's good to know that we have that insurance if Daredevil ever makes a comeback. Overall, this isn't a great film. If you take your comedies with a serving of slapstick steak, you may enjoy this film. But if you prefer jokes that are more intricate and clever, you may want to look for something else. Might I recommend The Big Lebowski or Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Anyway, I'd give this film a 4 out of 10. There's just not a whole lot of originality in here. I will say, without spoiling it, but they could have gone for the cheap joke in regards to the twist at the end. They could have done it. It would have been so easy. But they didn't, and I applaud their decision. You can check out this film on Netflix, so head over there if you want to take a gander. Otherwise, that was my review of La Grande Classe. I just want to conclude this by saying I know this is a film channel where I review films and whatnot, but the Amazon rainforest is burning right now, and I feel like it's not getting nearly the attention it deserves. And not to beat a dead horse or anything, but the Sony versus Marvel Spider-Man fiasco got way more national media attention than the most important forest on the planet burning down did. And that's pretty sad. And as much as I would like to convince you to donate money to stop this, there's not a damn thing that we can do from here. It's ultimately up to Brazil. They have to want to put the fire out. And ultimately, all we can do is generate awareness and generate outrage so that as a global community, we can demand Brazil take action and save the most important rainforest on the planet. And hopefully companies will see this and start taking a stand, at least the ones that do business with Brazil. And that'll hit Brazil where it hurts the most, the pocketbook. It's all about money, folks. That's what the world is. And once we start cutting into Brazil's bottom line, maybe that's when they'll take more immediate action. So I just wanted to leave you with that. It's very important. I know a lot of people don't watch my videos, but hopefully just a handful of you get this message. It would be worth it. So thank you so much for watching. Let's save the freaking Amazon rainforest. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!